What's up guys, Sir Fargy here, and I'm here with my tutorial, or you can call it also a Theorycrafting guide, on a human striker that is focused primarily on ki and stamina. Now here's the thing with this Earthling build. First things first is that Kaioken is probably your first and foremost most important ability in the game. If you're down with it, you're still gonna do a lot of damage, but for the Z-Soul to be worth more, like as much as it should, you need to have the Kaioken open. So you can use X3 if you want, but just keep in mind that Angry Shout cannot be spammed on X3, so it's up to you. So let's get right to it, because I want this to be as short as possible, but still with a lot of detail. At level 80, your build should look something like this: 30 HP, 47 ki, 47 stamina, 77 basic, and 33 strike super. Now here's the reasoning behind it. In a second, all will be clear. So you want to have 2 out of 4 height. There's shortest, short, tall, and tallest. You're gonna want to be short, because that way you have 100% HP and still retain the extra 5% move speed, so you're still faster than most Earthlings or Saiyans, even Majis and Nameks really. Weight is gonna be 3 out of 3. You're gonna be the fattest, because that makes sure that your your ki is weaker, and so your physical attacks are 1-to-1 in terms of ratios with the damage that they should deal and the damage that they do deal. Here's the reasoning behind how this all operates. Kaioken X20 increases your damage by 15%. Your max ki as Earthling increases it by further 20%. Z-Soul, another 20%. And then Recoome Kick, that's like an extra 15 or 20% I think as well. I'm not too certain. Some information first. Thanks to Praise the Sun for all of his videos, I could gather enough information to assume that around 30, 35, 40 hits tops on a combo is enough to kill level 80 humanoid. By humanoid I mean Saiyans, Earthlings, and Freezes, because they have the lowest health out of all 5 in terms of, yeah. Especially female Saiyans. Those girls are just so weak. 30 hits is like enough to kill an enemy that has around 1,100 health, and your basics deal, because of that information, around 30 to 40 damage to them. Moving on to gear. You want to focus your gear mostly on ki and stamina, because if you get enough gear, 2 for ki and 2 for stamina, you can probably unlock a 6th bar. Notice that I'm saying probably because it's a theory. That's why we're calling it Theorycrafting. That's why I need Praise the Sun to check it out and see if he can create a character revolving around that build. That would be amazing. Props for him for being such a cool guy. Talk to him. He's a 10 out of 10 dude. We do plan on making more in the future, so stay tuned. So you want to have your ki and stamina, and you want to have 2 items that provide you with ki, and then 2 items that provide you with stamina. All of them have to be +5s. I think you can have a +4. I'm not too certain, but a +5 is obviously superior, so yeah. Gears for basics. Basically, if all your gear has like 5 arrows for basics, it'll provide you with an extra 16 AP bonus if all the pieces are +5, which means that your 77 basic will transform into a magical 86. Which, wait, not 86, 90. 77 plus 3 would be 80, and then plus 10, that would be 90 plus 3, 93. It's almost 100, which basically means you're gonna continue having a lot of damage even without Kaioken. Excuse the bad math there. It's not my strong side really. And then gears for strike supers, which you don't really have to, but unless you can't find any basic, you can use strike supers. Right now I'm using the Chi-Chi costume, because that's like whatever I could find. So gear for strike supers will provide you with an extra 8 AP if all the pieces are like +5. And then the gear for HP would provide you with an extra 30, 40 HP if all the pieces are +5. Don't go over the HP items, even if you're tempted. It does not guarantee what it looks like. It's terrible. Reasoning behind some of the skills, which is going to be a lot, so bear with me here, try to follow. Kaioken X20, Bread and Butter. It increases your damage by 15% and allows you to spam evasive moves such as Vanish and Angry Shout. Why do we pick Angry Shout? Because it restores ki. Why would you waste ki playing a striker? Because of your Z-Soul. There we go. Your Z-Soul, aka SSJ3 Goku Z Soul, what it does is that whenever you transform Kaioken, you get a large damage boost to your basics. However, your ki slowly depletes, which also fucks up your human Earthling, you know, the passive thingy. So why do we need Anguish Out? Because whenever you use Anguish Out, you regenerate some ki. That's also why we have maximum charge, because in case you don't have Anguish Out, just pop maximum charge for like a second, two, let it go up, deplete, go up, whatever. Also, you gain ki when you attack. I mean, I think you do it in Kaioken, so if you don't, you can just like get out of Kaioken, get ki, then get stamina up with Super Drain, which also helps you maintain your Kaioken, so there's that. Other than that, I would replace After Image Strike with Recoome Kick for the extra percentage. I just don't have it right now, so that's why you don't see it. Blue Hurricane, amazing ulti if you know how to use it. You crush everyone. Victory Rush, nice gap closer. It also dodges ultis from time to time if you know how to place it well. Again, Recoome Kick over After Image Strike any day. That's actually how you start the power-up combo. I think there's also a pose. I think it's Taino Force fighting pose J that increases your basic stacks, and if you prefer having that, you can. It's fine. So here's how it goes. What you need, it's like a sum up. You need 5 gear in stamina, 2 of them, and then 2 in to have 5 arrows in ki. Then you preferably have the rest in basics, like the rest of the arrows. You're gonna start off the combo by using Recoome Kick or Fighting Pose if you prefer that into a maximum charge. Once you have maximum ki, you're gonna pop off Kaioken. Once Kaioken activates, it procs your Z Soul, and that's where you start Anguish Shouting or continuing to charge. Keeping up your Kaioken would require you to use Super Drain. It's a very complicated to execute combo, but if you do know how to use it, praise the sun, which is why I need them. You pretty much have an infinite Kaioken, infinite ki, and like a 70% increase to your damage. And that's where it gets super interesting and how stupid it gets. If your basic attacks allegedly deal 100 damage, which is impossible, don't even bother. Without your AP, saying you're level 1, this is obviously not possible, but just bear with me. You're level 1, and you deal 100 damage with 1 basic. Without AP. Then you get to level 80, and you have all your key stats, all your stamina sets, all your basic sets, and then you have 77 points. That makes your basic deal 177. So far, we're good. After you execute Recoome Kick into maximum charge, and then you pop Kaioken, Goku Z Soul, and then you continue the rotation, you'll have an approximate bonus of 70%, making your 177 deal 300 damage. Congratulations, you just beat the game because you broke the mechanics by making yourself deal almost triple the damage you began with without the AP, and almost double the damage you had with AP. Since in PvP, basics deal an estimated 30 to 40 health per hit to like humanoids, again I categorize humanoids as Friezas, Earthlings, and Saiyans. I gathered that information again from watching Crazy Sun play about the amount of times it took him to kill certain characters. And so I can assume that it deals about 30 to 40. This build is going to increase it up to 60 to 70, which is pretty much double it. Effectively making you able to kill someone that has around 1000 HP. Fem Saiyans. With about 17 strikes. That's 5 seconds, not even for a striker that knows what he's doing. So, in order to get the Z Soul, you need to have Z Soul called You Won't Get Away With That, and you get that from PQ51 with Broly, which sucks, because it takes a lot to take. Until then, you can either use Kakarot or Kamikolo if you feel like it. Both are fine. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna get into a fight and show you what I've done. All of these it scales based off who you're fighting, but it remains accurate throughout the entire time. Like, for instance, if I'm fighting Tien, Yamcha, and Krillin right now, they're all gonna have the same health lost whenever I do an ability to them. But then Gohan and Piccolo will take less damage because they're A, a higher level, B, have more health and more defenses, and C, that's about it actually. And C, well, Namex are just generally tankier, so again, it really does change depending on race, but the percentage is the same. That's not going to change. The only thing that changes is how much damage you deal. So we're going to start off with using a 5 normal basic attack on Krillin.
I'm gonna get serious on you now.
I mean, yeah, start that 10. That nigga blocks, right? Alright. So, dealt 243 damage to him. I remember that. Out of 387. That's 2/3. Here's the funny thing. We're gonna kill him quick. Again, took okay. Now, we have maximum stamina, right? So we're gonna deplete the maximum stamina. Fucking with DN. Okay, we're gonna deplete the maximum stamina real quick by using Super Drain on nothing. My bad, maximum key. Wow, I fucked up. I can't believe that. Now we're gonna go Kaioken and we're gonna hit TN. Dude, stop. You're annoying me. Alright. Those 4 hits are equal to the 5 hits because of the extra boom that you did in the beginning. Trust me, I'm a scientist. I actually looked into that. It does the same damage. And that's where you have the 5th hit that, you know. So we're gonna pop it. And there you go. That's the difference so far. Actually deals a bit more because of the proc. So right now the damage increased by 15%. And so what we're gonna do now is show you what happens when you get the key up. So maximum charge. Kill TN real quick. And now that's where it gets really funny. So the increase to in 15% made us deal from 2/3 to 3/4 of TN's health and of Krillin's and then of TN's. They have the same health, so it doesn't really matter. Now we're gonna go over to Yamcha with Kaioken and maximum ki. Don't forget, I don't have Recoome nor the Z-Soul up, so I can't proc the extra 40%. We're waiting up for stamina so I can have enough to not disappoint. Look up close, pop it, and let's go. As you can see, it almost killed him. It left him with like 61 health. That's an increase of 40%. You can check it out yourself if you don't need. That's a 35% increase from 243 from 243 to 317. That's a 35% increase. That means and confirms that not only do the percentages stack, but you can stack more than one. Like you can have like both the human and the Kaioken and
well, that's better than I thought.
And the gear and everything stacks. Like it's not gonna go percentage and then on top of that percentage it's gonna go both of the percentages together. That confirms that if I do have Recoome, the Recoome Kick and or just suppose if you prefer, and the Z-Soul, it'll go up to 60 or 70%. And so that concludes the Theorycraft, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and you should stay tuned for the next ones. They will show up. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out my threads out on Reddit. I do post there quite a lot. I spent some time with Praise the Sun, where I hope to be more involved in the Dragonball universe community. If you have any theories you want me to check out or craft, like if you have any ideas that you want to sketch out and do an actual build, let me know in the comments as well. Ask me on Reddit. Again, it's all open for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you actually do test this build out by yourself, let me know how it worked out, because that really psyched me, and I'm really stoked that this build, you came up with it, and I hope that it works out if you do try it. I imagine it's going to be a hell of a fun build because it's so intense in terms of how to gear it and work with it. And so I know that high-level, mechanically advanced players are going to enjoy it so much. Thank you for watching, and praise the sun.